There was a time in my life when I believed that the way people treated me determined my worth. I thought that if someone respected me, it meant I was valuable, and if someone dismissed me, then perhaps I wasn't good enough. But life has a way of shaking us, of breaking us. And in that process, it teaches us the most profound lessons. When I met with my accident, I lost my ability to walk. I lost the strength in my body, but more than that, I lost the illusion that my worth was tied to how others saw me. Lying in that hospital bed for months, feeling broken, dependent, and vulnerable, I had a choice, either to keep searching for external validation or to look within and find the strength I never knew I had. This is something I want every woman to understand. You do not become a queen because someone else sees you as one. You do not gain respect by waiting for the world to give it to you. You become a queen when you decide that you are one. You gain respect when you stop looking for it outside of yourself and start carrying yourself with the grace, confidence, and dignity of someone who already knows her worth. We often hear that respect is earned, but I have learned that respect is something we embody first. And then the world reflects it back to us. Think about the women who inspire you. What do they have in common? Is it their beauty, their wealth, their background? Number. The one thing all truly powerful women have in common is their sense of self-worth. They don't wait for anyone to tell them they are important. They don't seek permission to exist boldly. They own their presence. They walk into a room knowing they belong there, and they carry themselves in a way that commands respect. Not because they demand it, but because they radiate it. I have met women who feel invisible, who feel as though no one truly sees them, and they wonder why they are not treated with love and respect. But when I ask them if they see themselves, if they respect themselves, their answers are often filled with hesitation. You see, the way people treat you is often a reflection of how you treat yourself. If you believe deep down that you are not worthy, the world will mirror that belief. If you constantly apologize for existing, if you downplay your achievements, if you accept behavior that is beneath you, people will take that as a sign that you don't see your own value, and they will treat you accordingly. But the moment you decide that you are enough just as you are, everything shifts. There is an energy that surrounds a woman who knows her worth. She does not have to announce it. She does not have to fight for it. It is in the way she speaks, the way she carries herself, the way she chooses to engage with the world. She is not arrogant, but she is assured. She does not beg for attention, but she naturally draws it. She does not chase love because she understands that true love will meet her at the level of her self-respect. I want you to think about the way you speak to yourself. If your inner dialogue is filled with self-doubt, if you constantly question your worth, if you believe that you are only deserving of respect when someone else decides you are, then it is time to rewrite that story. You have to become the person who values you. First, you have to believe in yourself so deeply that the world has no choice but to follow. This is not about being better than anyone else. This is not about arrogance or superiority. This is about recognizing that you are already enough, that your existence, your voice, your presence is worthy of being seen, heard, and respected. When you stop seeking approval from others and start approving of yourself, something magical happens. The people around you start treating you differently. The men in your life start seeing you in a new light, not because they have changed, but because you have changed. Because the moment you shift your energy, the way the world responds to you shifts as well. It is not about playing games or manipulating people into treating you better. It is about genuinely stepping into your power and allowing that power to speak for itself. When you walk into a room with certainty, when you embrace who you are without fear, when you stop seeking validation from the outside world, men will start treating you differently. They will see you as a queen because you have already crowned yourself. And that is the most powerful thing you can ever do. A queen is not just a title, it is a state of being. It is about how you see yourself, how you carry yourself, and most importantly, how you allow others to treat you. If you want to be treated like a queen, you must start acting like one, not in arrogance, but in self-respect. in grace, and in the way you set boundaries. The reason so many women feel disrespected, unheard, and unvalued is not because they are not worthy, but because they have not set the standard for how they should be treated. The world treats you based on the expectations you set. If you allow yourself to be taken for granted, to be disrespected, or to be made to feel small, people will assume it is that the moment you raise your standards, the moment you decide that you will no longer tolerate anything that diminishes your light, that is when everything changes. Boundaries are not walls. They are filters. They do not push people away. They only let people in those who are worthy of being in your space. A queen does not beg for attention, for validation, or for love. She understands that the people who truly respect her will never make her question her worth. She does not stay in places where she is tolerated instead of celebrated. She does not entertain people who drain her energy or make her feel like she is too much or not enough. And she certainly does not explain her worth to those who refuse to see it. I have met so many women who hold on to relationships, friendships, and situations that do not serve them because they are afraid of being alone. But what they do not realize is that there is nothing lonelier than being surrounded by people who do not respect you. There is nothing more painful than shrinking yourself to fit into spaces that were never meant for you. A queen does not force herself to belong. She simply exists as she is, and the right people recognize her value without her having to prove it. One of the most powerful things a woman can do is walk away from anything that does not honor her. This is not about being cold or heartless. This is about knowing that your time, your energy, and your love are precious. It is about understanding that when you continue to give yourself to people who do not value you, you are taking away from the people who do. It is about realizing that the only people who will be offended by your boundaries are those who benefited from your lack of them. I have seen women lower their voices, hide their dreams, and diminish their light just to make others comfortable. But the truth is, a queen does not dim her light to make others feel secure. She shines unapologetically, knowing that those who are meant to be in her life will not be intimidated by her strength, but will be inspired by it. She does not adjust her standards to keep people around. She maintains them and trusts that the right people will rise to meet her. Respect is not something you ask for. It is something you commend. It is in the way you say no without guilt, in the way you protect your peace, in the way you do not allow others to dictate your worth. When you start living this way, people, including men, will start treating you differently. They will see that you are not someone who can be played with, disrespected, or taken for granted. They will see that you are a woman who knows what she deserves and will not settle for less. There is a difference between being kind and being a pushover. A queen is kind, but she is not weak. She is compassionate, but she is not naive. She loves deeply, but she does not allow love to make her blind to disrespect. She gives, but she does not give so much that she is left with nothing for herself. She is understanding, but she does not tolerate excuses. She listens, but she does not entertain lies. Some people will test your boundaries. They will see how much they can take before you say enough. They will see how far they can go before you walk away. And every time you let them get away with something, you are teaching them that their behavior is acceptable. But the moment you stand firm, the moment you refuse to tolerate anything less than what you deserve, you shift the entire dynamic. You show them that they cannot play with your time, your energy, or your emotions. You show them that they must either step up or step aside. This is not just about romantic relationships. This is about every area of your life. It is about the way you allow people to speak to you, the way you carry yourself in your career, the way you demand respect in every interaction. The world will try to tell you that you are asking for too much, that you should be more accommodating, that you should lower your expectations. But remember this: the right people will never make you feel like you are too much. The right people will respect your standards and will rise to meet them. When a woman starts treating herself with the love and respect she desires from others, something incredible happens. She no longer needs to chase anyone because the right people naturally gravitate toward her. She no longer needs to explain her worth because it is evident in the way she moves, in the way she speaks, in the way she carries herself. She does not engage in unnecessary arguments or try to prove herself to those who refuse to see her value. She simply exists in her power, and that is enough. People, especially men, respect what they cannot control. When you are a woman who is unshaken by external validation, who does not rely on the opinions of others to feel complete, who knows that she is whole on her own, you become magnetic. You become the kind of woman who does not just demand respect, but naturally commands it. You don't have to prove your worth to anyone, because you know that your worth is not up for debate. This is not about being better than anyone else. This is not about looking down on others or thinking you are above them. This is about recognizing that you are already enough and refusing to accept anything that makes you feel otherwise. It is about honoring yourself so deeply that the world has no choice but to do the same. There is nothing more powerful than a woman who knows who she is, who is unapologetic about her standards, who does not allow fear to keep her in places she has outgrown. And when you become that woman, men will start treating you differently, not because they have changed, but because you have.